All right. All right. Let's get this thing going. Starting now. All right. Welcome to another edition of SacPy. It is Groundhog Day 2023. We are in our seventh year of this thing. I think we started in 2017 in February. So the anniversary, I think, is the 23rd. 2323. Maybe we should do an anniversary edition or something. I'll do that ad hoc. It's a small group. I think we've all kind of qualified the fact that we know where we are, but if you don't, well, this is a Python meetup. Some of us are developers, some of us are learning, some of us have yet to get started. But we talk about Python stuff, sometimes other things. This is our glorious founder, Josh Miller. He's off in parts unknown. He's probably still alive. I haven't heard from him in months, maybe years now. But he got us started, so thanks, Josh, wherever you are. Hope to see you. Code of conduct. This is a small group. I don't need to read this thing. I usually read it if we have a salty meetup in the event before, but last one was pretty good. But in general, I'd say unlike live presentations, don't hold your questions till the end. Please.
Yes, interrupt.
Yeah, we like to have open conversation, and sometimes these topics get a little into, and maybe we don't recognize just how much we know about it, and sometimes people get left behind. And so if you got questions, by all means, pipe up. Also, if you see points of clarification, feel free to jump in. Obviously, within reason, sometimes we'll get some people that get a little excited jumping in, and you can tell they're not really being helpful. I don't think that's going to be this crowd tonight, though. All right. Robert, we were doing the shakedown last night, and we found that link was broken, but I found the new one. But any case, we've got a couple chat channels. One's a Slack, one's a Discord. Screenshot, do whatever. Maybe you're on the YouTube. I don't know. But this QR code should get you in there if you're not in there already. If you are, I guess it'll just redirect you in there. But I'm in both of them. I try to at least post links to the events as they're coming up. They can be sometimes useful, sometimes humorous, sometimes empty. So help us fill them up. SAC Tech, I think, is a consulting group based out of Sacramento that kind of put together the tech group in the area, and SacPy is one of the channels. Brazen Studios is my own little personal services firm, and I've got areas in there for SacPy as well. We're also in social media. We're on Twitter. Ooh, I forgot to tweet tonight. That was another one. Oh, well. There's a subreddit. I think I'm the only one who's ever posted anything on there. I think we have 0 comments. It's just all posts. And it's led to a lot of Zoom bombing. So that one I'm a little scared of. Reddit's an amazing community, but it's the Wild West of the internet. Well, maybe it's not as wild as like 4chan, but if you get a Zoom link out there, you best believe a lot of people may come in and start getting loud. I made that mistake early on, never again. We also have a Facebook group and a page. I post stuff up there too. If you want to join the group, just put a join request. I'll add you in. The page, well, all these things I'm just generally using to repeat updates of the upcoming events. But, if you got some ideas for more content we could put through them or how we could grow them, let me know. I'm always open to input from the crowd. New addition to our social medias. I've been posting the YouTube, or rather posting the videos to YouTube, and I'll post tonight's, provided it doesn't go say somewhat sideways with respect to the actual recording. We've had some ones that were kind of flops that didn't really fit in there, but generally, we get the recording onto YouTube and we get like a half dozen views. I think one of them got 100 views. That's pretty good, right? What?
Yeah.
7. In any case, yeah, the QR code is the link to the channel. Again, that's my company, Brazen Studios. Yeah, we have fun. There's a lot of yoga on there too, because one of my clients is a nonprofit that does yoga. All right, so if you could, this is a good time to get on camera. I'm gonna go to, let's see, how do I go to, there we go. That's pretty good. Get the gallery here. Oh, wait, that didn't work. I'm trying to find everyone on here so I could take a screenshot. All right, so now's a good time. Strike a pose, maybe grab something funny around you or change your background real quick. But yeah, we'll do a few screenshots here. Look into the camera and try to look intelligent. Nailing it there, Jared. Oh, nice, Twinkles. Yes, you're a tiger. You're a star. Awesome. Thanks, everyone. All right. 6, that's going to help us. That's going to help us grow the next border a little bit, but we need a few more as this thing keeps getting bigger. All right. So before we intro, intro the speaker, Name's been hustling in the world of earned media. His blog did a spot on him not too long ago. What was that, like 2 weeks ago? 1 week ago?
I think the article maybe 2-3 weeks ago is when it came out. Yeah.
Yeah, but they recognized Taneem for his accomplishments and his contributions to the community. He acts as a mentor in a number of places, both in and out of work. There's even a nod to our particular meetup here.
Oh yeah.
He's a hobby Python programmer and regularly attends Python meetups to learn and share with others. I think this evening's presentation topic you've recently delivered with the Richmond, Virginia Python group. Is that right?
Well, this one I'll probably going to go talk about at their next meetup, which is in March over Discord. So we'll see. Hopefully,
Cool. Well, always appreciate your contributions. It's always neat to see your updates and your Santa pictures. So this round is another round of updates for a set of utilities that he's created. He calls IV Tanim, and it's image, video, email at this point. Previously, just image and video. So
yep, I got the email part working, and I'm going to talk about the email stuff.
Sweet. Well, if you are ready, sir, I will stop my share so you can pick it up.
I'll set up the share screen. Oh, it says you cannot start screen share while the other participant is sharing. Ready? Let me just get to it. 1, 2, 3. Let's do the share. And let's go to here. All right, how do I get to the... So, yep, here it is. Can you see this? Sending technical emails from the command line. You guys all see that? All right, good to go.
Right.
And here's Twinkles over here being her charming self. Okay.
The most famous of all of us.
She has, her most viral video now has over 250,000 views. And of course, she wants to go someplace else. So, doing the old email thing was kind of broken. And I did describe it about 9 months ago. I think it's in the announcement. But it was really janky. First, use this, you had to actually generate the HTML document from a restructured text file. You had to manually copy paste that HTML into your client. Then you had to manually plug in the from, to, BCC, and CC because, and the attachments because, your email client. And the images, if you had them in your, HTML, had to be remote, HTTP, HTTPS URL links. Now there's a better way called simple email, and it's got its own Sphinx documented page. I'll just plop that into you. Looks complicated, looks horrifying, looks like, give it to a new hire to figure out what the hell it does, et cetera, et cetera. Let me go back. Can you see this again? Yep. Okay. So here's what I'm going to talk about. Why the hell I did this. Sort of a send to an investor schematic of what that executable does. From the document side and from the email client side, because it hooks up to an email, SMTP's send mail server to send it off to people. Describe some of the elements that go into its implementation. And this, I think, will be fun. If all of you are interested in this, I can just privately send you all an email demonstration of this executable. You could just DM me your email address, and I could, if you're interested, I can send it off, and you can see this thing in action. And I'll end off with, further work, because this is sort of a prototype, although I use it all the time. It is a prototype which could be, where I could actually take the underlying API, for which this is a command line, front end, to make some stuff like GUIs, and maybe hand it off to people at work to, make it better. So why the hell did I do this? This is I think I made this thing several times before. Sometimes you or I or somebody needs a rich, information-dense, and concise email. And instead of random walking your way to a solution using, a tool like Microsoft Word, feeling like this parrot, you can use a markup language, in this case, restructured text, to create this rich HTML emails. And as I said before, unlike the last time or the time before, which is referring to my meetup with SacPy and PyRVA, you actually have a command line tool.
Oh, nice.
But wait, there's more.
There is more. So
I'm hanging out for the steak knives.
Other people have, looked at the space of, how can I, create these HTML technical emails and send them out. And I've ordered it by, stuff where people give a damn about making sure it works for them and others, to who cares, okay, I put this on my performance assessment, 5 to 10 years ago. Okay, I demonstrated it for my group leader or whatever, and who cares? I don't care anymore. So the first one, and I've seen it, sort of in action, is called org mime. And I guess this is an Emacs mode, because Emacs can do pretty much anything to send technical emails. And there's like an org mime tutorial on YouTube, and comprehensive, and at least to me, somewhat comprehensible blog posts showing how to do what I'm doing, but with, org mime. Let me see if I can click on this link. And I guess if you know Emacs, this may make a little more sense. If you barely know Emacs like myself, it's cool. I'm sure it makes sense to other people. There's the, I don't really care if it works. This Markdown, Practical Business Python. Oh, wow, it's only 2 years old. But I guess there's some kind of thing somebody did, because, the whole intent is like, you know, a markup language designed to, you know, convert from that language to HTML. Well, restructured text does that. Sphinx documentation is like one of the best known examples of that. But Markdown is an even better one. And, you know, Markdown to HTML, and you can send HTML emails, hence Markdown, you know, for sending stuff, which is, I guess, somebody worked up a little bit about. And of course, this is the final thing is like, the person probably forgot about it because I think this website is about 7 or 8 years old. I don't know if it works, but looks like it's what is it? Empowerment through simplicity. Well, okay. Let's see. All right, cool. Brian, I'm going to send it to you a little later. You're going to see something I hope you think is kind of cool. So here's the investor schematic. Let me see. Okay. So here's this this, I guess, thing. You could put it as a screensaver. There's, of course, the restructured text file, which contains references to everything or the things to render. And, you know, references to image files, the attachments on disk, and the image files in the cloud. And in dash lines means they're optional, of course. You can just have an email, HTML email without any of that stuff. And of course, the email client part, because a lot of times I have this restructured text document, and I've demonstrated that before, but I just want to generate the HTML. So this part is only for the, you know, emailing to people. So from to CC, BCC, you see all that? Image files, of course, have got to be there, and the attachments on disk. And those two things at the bottom, image files and attachment on disk, refer to, you know, command line flags. Actually, all of them are command line flags. And the arrow going into, yeah, you have to specify your email sending server for all the magic to happen. So what goes into the implementation? So there's, of course, 3 parts. There's the docutils. This is how the magic works. Basically, it takes that markup language and converts it into HTML. There's this, it's almost part of the Python standard, but I call it structured text into HTML. And that's what Sphinx uses. The second part is the reason why I actually made this tool and actually decided to do this presentation. And it's that, I call it a soft convention that takes these image files on disk, right, that you embed and refer to in your email and converts into these attachment with headers that email servers like Gmail, like, you know, some work or personal Outlook or Outlook will actually properly send. And you wrap it all up. And of course, it's an email object sent via the SMTP server. And there's, you know, that's part of the Python standard, which needs a from and to, and has optional BCC and CC and attachments, all that stuff. If you guys have any questions so far, I know it's pretty abstract, but anything else, anything you want me to talk about in a little more detail, or we can leave that to the end. Oh, where did Robert go? Did he disappear?
Oh, possibly. No, he's at the bottom of the list.
Oh, there he is.
All right, so Markdown, you don't like Markdown?
Markdown, I remember I made this argument, you know, many moons ago. Markdown is great, and it's easy if you start with something simple, but what if you have LaTeX formulas, right?
Right.
What if you've got a table? You've got to put all the lines, you know, properly formatted, right? At least that's what I've seen in Markdown. Well, and the problem with Markdown is which Markdown, because there's like 1,001 different kinds of Markdown out there. With restructured text, there's just the one specification. So it's a lot easier to create an implementation to that. Actually, the docutils module, does which does a parsing of restructured text to HTML, does all that work for me. And you can put in the one spec, very easily polished tables, nicely polished tables, without actually, printing out the whole table itself. And all of restructured text, you have LaTeX formulas. In fact, that's going to be in the email I'm going to be sending out to people who want to try it out. So the idea behind this soft convention is something weird. I don't understand it. All I know is I just copied the intent of, the Stack Overflow article. So there's a method I got here called, what is it? CID out my multi-message. It's, here's the, GitHub code, because this all lives on GitHub. You see this here? I know it's kind of hard to see. And if people want a copy of this presentation, I know it is a lot, but we're free to give you a PowerPoint version of it or Keynote, and you can click on the links yourself.
Cool. We'll get those links and we'll put them in the description.
Oh yeah, if you want to. And I guess the Sphinx part, because there's also, here's my little bird there that a barista made and that I put into SVG graphics, but it also got, some documentation here.
Oh, that's a cappuccino twinkles.
Yes, it's a cappuccino twinkles.
Nice.
So it takes that, HTML that's generated transitionally and then does this replacement, like how most of you probably know HTML much better than I do. There's the image elements that you start out with in the middle in this original HTML document. And you see it replaces the source. What is it, attribute?
Yep.
I don't know. Am I speaking out of turn?
Yeah, it's an attribute.
Yeah, with the CID, index, CID colon, some UUID string, some kind of hex blah. And then it takes those references, those image files that you have, on disk and converts them into attachments here with this header called content ID, the same CID that you do here. If you want me to explain why it's that way, I can't. All I know is I followed this Stack Overflow article. I'll just put it on here, just for completeness. Yeah. And it says, do this thing, and it worked for me, and it turned out to work for me too. It worked for them, and it worked for me. But as for the rhyme or reason, I could not tell you.
So Python has libraries for doing some of this.
Yes. And in fact, you should, I invite you to look at the code in the RST to HTML module to see exactly what I did, that to basically generate the HTML, create the Python email object, and then add, the from and to and CC, BCC, and attachment stuff to it. And in fact, it's a little bit of this part, but this is, specifically for images on disk that are embedded in your, restructured text email. And here we are. Okay, here's how to install it. Complicated command. It's actually in the front page of GitHub. So I think I put it here. I know, a lot of stuff. Installing it is easy, quote unquote, easy.
It's relatively simple as installation steps go. Yeah.
And this is there's a big ass help screen, which you saw a little bit of. I know it's kind of blah, blah, blah. This is what I mean by big ass. All the possible command line flags, required and optional. But here's what I'm going to do. You know what? Let's get to it. I'm not going to share, the the shell. Hopefully you don't see this. Nobody sees this window because I've opened up some shell here.
Nope, you're good. It's not showing.
Yeah, okay, good. And so Brian Elliott, right?
Yep.
Here's what I'm going to do. I've already sent something to Robert and to Woody, but first I'm going to send to you two. Hopefully this works, but that's fine. It's a code demo, so it can fail in mysterious ways. Okay. Okay. All right.
Do I see a LastPass icon?
Where? Oh, do I? Oh, okay.
Yeah, up to the right, the red with the three white dots.
Oh, it's there. Huh, that's pretty neat. Yeah, I guess all my passwords are public. SpaghettiOs. So, Brian, did you get some email?
Just now it came in. I haven't opened it yet.
Oh, don't trust me. It's not a virus.
No, it's nifty, actually.
Says, what does it say on the top?
Oh, I'm looking at the Santa Claus.
Oh, yes. I want to believe. And there's also an attachment in there. You see the LaTeX form or the mathematical formula?
I do.
You see the code blocks? Mm-hmm. There's both the images. Actually, this is also a demonstration of how restructured text is better with tables, because I think two of the images are gridded, right? It turns out they're images embedded in a table. That's why I guess it's more nicely formatted. And the attachment, and one is an animated GIF, right? About the America's most recent shame, at least health-related shame. And there's some code blocks, right? And Jared, did you get something?
Let me look here. I haven't seen it yet. Oh, there we go.
I think you're seeing the same thing. And this is the thing. In the attachment, for both you and Brian and Jared, there's the actual restructured text I used to generate the email. So it's a quick and dirty way of learning how it works. And Rob and Woody, you have it too, right? I sent it to you actually before.
Yep.
Before it. Yep.
Yeah, I like the addition of that the prompt that you used to send that. It's a good new update.
Thanks.
Yeah, you can even send formulas, which is difficult to send in the mail.
Exactly. And you see, if you, this is what I mean by restructured text. If you open the file, you actually see the LaTeX, block. It's called ... math, and then ::, and following is the actual LaTeX syntax to generate those formulas, that formula. So, there's obvious improvements, and, standardizing the to, from, CC, BCC, and the attachments. I didn't leave that in there. Standardizing that, by that I mean, right now, even when I use it at work or even some personal emails, I have to spit that stuff all out. But, there's no reason why I can't have a database, or not even a database, let's say a YAML file with, recipients, right, that I specified, or a specification of who I am. So, it'll always by default say it's from me. whoever I am. I'm not being philosophical. Now this, so this is a proof of concept right now, CLI to this, the my RST to HTML module. And where is that? Oh, did it do something stupid? Let's see, let me go back. Let me click on this. This is the actual, I'm describing, it went to the wrong place. That's my fault. I goofed. But this is the module which describes all the command line the methods in there, which you can maybe hook up, not necessarily to the command line tool, and the code is all on GitHub here. But if you want to create, say, a GUI like I show here, well, actually, this GUI does exist. I just never use it. Where you're basically a sending email client, only the sending email client part. So you have the to from CC/BCCs, you specify the attachment, and you also have a test button, which generates the preview HTML email before it sends. Did you make any mistakes? Does it actually generate valid HTML email? If it does, it unshades out the send email part. And
I feel so full of, what's the opposite of shame? Pride? No, not that far from shame.
Less shame?
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Anything else you guys want me to go into more detail about?
You should feel much less shame about this. That's much improved.
I like it a lot. I use it quite a bit now.
Now, the entrepreneur in me thinks, all right, formulas are all well and good, but I'm looking at these animated GIFs and I'm thinking, hey, this thing could be turned into a pretty nice like newsletter or like a marketing email thing.
It could be.
Yeah, I guess I wonder what's next. Like, what features do you have planned next?
I'm pretty lazy.
Use
maybe
GPT-3 to find an appropriate Simpsons clip for the topic.
I guess I could, but I do like this. I would improve this clip by putting in the subtitles so I can turn it into an animated GIF. And in fact, that's IVE_Thanim. I described it before, I think 3 months ago, beginning of the November meetup, when it was called IV_Thanim, where I showed, okay, you have an MP4 and you can convert that into an animated GIF. So by that, I mean, take this Simpsons clip or Simpsons episode, copy out the clip, but with subtitles, right? Have it spell it out, and then convert that into an animated GIF. And that I could put anywhere in any email, even here.
Nice. One feature I really like in Gmail is the ability to schedule emails. Is there any way to interface with that?
Well, this is just, the sendings part, but that would be hooked up to some, I guess, tooling in Python, for instance, to, send the email later, like schedule it. But, my lazy ass self would be like, that's what cron, at the Linux at command or cron is for, which, if people want, if you're interested in going a little bit down this rabbit hole, or maybe it's more likely, I should call it a Sarlacc pit. Yeah, we can talk about that.
Nice. Yeah, that might be a Sarlacc pit worth braving. It's a good one.
Yeah, it's just has no chance of success, but you'll spend 6 months of sleepless nights figuring that out. Sarlacc pit.
Nice. Well, very cool. Thanks again for presenting. Guys, any questions for Thanim?
Yeah, I mean, it's all on GitHubs. And if you want to, if you feel like you'd like a copy of this presentation, so to click on some of the links, yeah, just let me know. I'm actually going to even put it up on my blog, that I Exist page that I have there, of just another thing I've been doing on the side.
It's a very cool presentation.
Thank you.
Yeah, feel free to present again when you got the next round of updates. That's a pretty powerful utility. All right. Well,
yeah, we went through it pretty quickly. For most of mine run like half an hour longer.
well, you're streamlining your presentation. Maybe do some.
I guess so. Yeah.
Right.
Did you say that the links will be posted somewhere?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll post them on the YouTube. But yeah, Danim, you could put them in the Slack.
Yeah. And furthermore, I could by posting the links. Can I share again? What I'm trying to say?
Sure.
Yeah. Let me share. Oh, sorry. It says
post them in the chat here, and then we'll be able to get straight into it.
Oh yeah, I can post the link to the GitHub page if you want. GitHub.com.
Right.
Say, and also, let me put this. This link will be updated. I'm going to give the link here. It's on my blog. Specifically this page. Let me see if I can. It's including and so yeah, it's also posted there. And you want me to post it on Discord too, or is this good enough? I mean, I could do both.
That's fine. I already posted it to Discord.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I highly recommend following Tanim's stupid blog and his intelligent GitHub.
I don't know if my GitHub's that intelligent. Howdy, though, is my favorite, GitHub project that I built. I use it all the time, and it's the reason why I don't, pay for media.
Very nice. All right. Well, I've been trying to think of ways to develop more content for these meetings. So in the last month, I've been on a subreddit called Programmer Humor, and I've definitely gotten a few laughs. And so there was a meme that was sticky for maybe a week or so. So I thought I'd bring that one up. So as the story goes, someone on Twitter points out that the Dutch government released their source code. I don't know if they were forced to or not, but this was for their digital ID system, and in the C# for their iOS app, they have a loading bar at a certain point, and this was how the loading bar was implemented. Now, I know this is a Python meetup, but this was how it started. There's a bunch of Python in the following iterations of the meme, but it's kind of funny because you look at this little function, and it's a whole bunch of returns of like a series of dots. They're just emoji, and it's just all ifs. It's ridiculous. So people started having fun with it. So one person says, "Oh, hey, dictionaries are super efficient. So take every single one of the counting numbers, take an integer from 0 to 100 and then spit out just, some predefined set of this thing to animate a loading bar." So someone points out, oh yeah, supposedly over at Twitter, when Elon took over, one of the ways they were reviewing the productivity of developers on the team was lines of code submitted or committed. And so the joke was, oh, if you do it like this. Now they put this all on one line. I think that was just for the sake of the screenshot, but they're like, you could get tons of lines of code if you did it like this. It's ridiculous. Then people started having some fun with it. They threw a little scikit-learn at it. You're like, oh, let's do a neural net. Like, do a classifier of it. Determine, what percentage this thing is at. That was pretty funny. Another person comes in and says, oh, we can do it this way. Just do a lambda. Another one, I think this one's in C++. Just this horrific logical nesting. Just like the most opaque way to do it.
Find the error.
Yeah, this one was pretty good too. They were like, all right, let's do some performance testing here. So we'll do a switch versus the previous if tree. Apparently switches are quite a bit faster. So thought this one was pretty funny. It's a very very dense. So what is it? You give it a percentage, or you get percentage rounds, and then figure out the blue amount, and then how much is left determines the gray amount, and then use the asterisk operator to print out the appropriate number of each of the dots. And so instead of having a screen full of dots, they just use 2 dots, and then you return the bar, and the bar is just returning a string. That's pretty funny. So, yeah, thought that was pretty good. Always like when there can be a little bit of comedy in this. It's a powerful thing to learn Python, but sometimes it's a little too serious. But yeah, so well, yeah, that was a brief one tonight. Thanks again, Taneem.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, we usually open the floor at this point. If anybody's got any announcements, or if they've got questions or like a show and tell they want to go over, now is a good time. Deanne, I know you're working on an online course. It's probably a good time to remind at least me when the next one is, and maybe we'll do the calculation now, figure out exactly when the next one will be, and I can get it on the SacPy accurately.
Sure. We're meeting Thursday at 18:30, so that's 6:30 in the evening, New Zealand daylight time. So according to my calculations, that's 21:30 Pacific on the day before. So Wednesday 21:30 Pacific.
Perfect. Wednesday. Okay, not Thursday. Awesome. What are the topics this time around?
We don't have topics at those meetings, Woody. The PUG meetings have topics, as we have today. The training evenings, we actually follow something like a Scrum meeting, stand up, and we go through and talk about what did I do, what did I achieve, what did I learn the last week, and then what do I intend to do next week. And number 3 question, of course, is do I have any questions or problems, and so on, which is a bit broader than the usual Scrum approach. And we note down those problems, and then we try and tackle them from simple to complex. The idea was that we chose to do a Coursera series, which comes out of UMich, Michigan, and it's called Python 3 specialization. And there's a series of 5 courses in there which take people from zero Python through to doing some fairly interesting stuff with libraries and images and so on. So we started doing that, but as I said earlier, some people were doing other courses and they wanted to continue, particularly the ones who'd paid good money. And so we respond to whatever people have to say. And it's very interesting because the people who have done a little bit of Python or who have a bit more time to devote to their training, they obviously will just zip ahead compared to people who are working hard and maybe they have family commitments and so on and so forth, who are able to proceed less quickly. And so we now have people who are more advanced helping the people who are still grinding away at the coalface. Is that sufficient, Adbert? Thank you.
Yeah, I think so. All right. I'm implementing a loading bar here. Okay. We'll do a sliding window. Okay. We worked on this a little bit last night, Robert.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this is the super dumb way to use string slicing to create a loading bar. Okay, so I made a string with a bunch of blue dots and a bunch of white dots. The idea is that it starts out at 0 blue dots and it ends at 10 blue dots. And we do that by taking a 10 character slice, starting all the way to the right and then moving all the way to the left. Okay, so then how do we do that? We do a for loop for I in range from what length of bar to 0? No, oh, I guess -1. Do it by -1, right? Because -1, that means it'll stop at 0. Yeah, okay. Cool. All right, and then we're gonna change our start and our end. Start and minus equals I. Does that sound right? Oh, no. Oh, I need to do that. Can I do that? No, I guess not. Wait, shouldn't I be able to do that? All right, fine. Uh-oh.
Yeah, one of the solutions was you figure out how many blue dots there are, and then you take 10 minus the number of blue dots, and that's how many white dots you have.
Man, what did I do wrong there? With the comma, I guess I needed to do minus equals and then I comma I. And then I'm in the REPL, so I got confused by the indentation or something.
Yeah, you needed to replace the for. You needed to repeat the for statement, and then it would open the indentation again.
Gotcha. Yeah, so the REPL is agnostic of post errors or pre-error. Okay, and
Well, the REPL works with complex expressions, so it sees the entire for loop as one logical line, if you wish to think of it that way. So if you mess up, you have to start again at the beginning with the for.
Yeah. If you install IPython, it's easier to use.
Yep. Okay. All right. Now, obviously, I've done something horribly wrong here. Let's see. I did start from the length.
For each loop, you should be subtracting only 1 at a time.
Oh, that's right. Wait, but I should also only go to like halfway through the length or something? It's basically, I took start. Yeah, okay. That's too much. Okay, don't start at that. So when the start is halfway through, and I want it to go down to 0. Yeah, okay. So let's try that again.
You also want the end to change.
Right. Yeah, and that's what I was doing. Because we basically just want to shift it one, right? Oh wait, no, that's what I did wrong. Was this whole thing was wrong. I want to start from 10. And so length of bar is 20. So divided by 2. I guess that's not very generalized because it's an integer thing, and maybe say the bar is 11 long or something.
Right.
So I'd want
Yeah,
to
so the index, right. Index has to be an integer, so you use the double slash.
yeah. Okay. So that puts us at 10. And then we want to go down to 0. And we want to go backwards to it.
Okay.
Oh, Curtis, I see you joined a little late. There's an event with the New Zealand, the Auckland Python group. DN's a regular here. He's the one that does the Auckland stuff. And they are doing some kind of like self-directed learning. He's involved with EDX, the like massively online open courses for, I think was at Harvard and MIT, or is it just MIT?
Oh, it's extended way beyond them, but yeah, they're the ones who started it, Woody.
Right. Yeah, that's what I meant. Who started it? But yeah, it's going to be this huge thing. And then I guess people are doing kind of self-directed, and then these meetings are run as a sort of daily stand-up meeting type format. Like, what are you working on? What are you stuck on? What do you need help on? Or what did you do?
I'd love to get. Thanks for the explanation. Sorry to barge in. Can I get more info, or is it just next Wednesday at 9:30? And where do I go? Where do I join?
Curtis, if you don't mind sending me your email, I'll be happy to send you more information, but we can deal with it outside the group if that's all right with you.
That's DN. Are you DN?
I am.
All right, thank you.
Minus I? Is that right? No. Okay, so all right, like the bar is 20, right? Oh, is it 30? Wait, what is this thing? How's that 30? Doesn't make any sense.
Unicode.
Oh.
It's multi-byte characters. So length doesn't work properly.
Yeah, but a Unicode character should count as one character.
They're supposed to.
Oh, okay. Wait,
I've hit this issue. It's really annoying.
Okay. Wait, so then what if I did it as a list instead?
Oh.
Okay, so then how do I populate a list using the... Can I do that with the star thing? Or is that only a string multiplication thing?
Works with lists as well.
Does it? Okay, so then it's bar to append? Guess we could just copy one of these. Here we go. Like a bunch of times? Oh, dang. It was worth a try. Wait, so can I do that? How do you do that with the strings? I don't know that one. List operator Python. Creating a list. Okay. So that looks like okay. Can you do that? Oh, apparently you can. Look at that. Okay, so now for each in bar, Oh wait, no, but I need to add the other thing. Wait, how do I add? All right, and then I guess I got the whites is equal to where's this other? That's the one I needed. Okay, and then white times equals 10. So bar equals plus equals white. So bar is now that thing. There we go. Cool. Okay, so the length of this thing is hopefully 20 now and not 30, because it doesn't matter what's in a list, because that should just be the number of items. Ah, much better. Man, what the heck? That's dumb. So it's because they're emojis? You seem to know reasonably well, Byron or Brian.
It's because oh, I get stuck on names. In the encoding, the most common letters are 1 byte characters, but the more complicated, less used ones in Unicode take 2 or 3 or 4, depending on what it is. And the length, for some reason, would give you back the number of bytes instead of characters, which in Python 3 it's not supposed to do. So it's just some hidden bug in there that I can't believe still exists. Because obviously you run into this right from the get-go.
Right. Okay, so we want this loop to bring us through something like this. Right? And then it'll end up at, okay, so the loop I was having a problem with was basically I need to go from 0 to 10. I guess I could brute force that and just say for I in range. Is it 10 to -1, -1? And then, oh no, I screwed that up. Do I still have a thing for start? Oh, no, start. Let's just make start 10 and is 20. And we'll go for I in range 10, -1, -1. And so then it's bar start minus I and minus I.
Woody, just as a suggestion, why don't you try and get one end working correctly and then worry about the other end later?
Oh, that's a good point. Okay. So I started at 10. That's a problem because I wanted start to be
20.
20 to be.
You want start to be len bar.
Oh, yeah. And then end should be. Am I doing this backwards? Right, start is len bar. Because I'm at 10. I want to be at 10. Right, but then end of this slice is 30. Is it going through this backward?
Plug len bar into the beginning of your for loop. So for I in range len bar -1 -1.
Okay. And then, okay, so length of the bar is 20. So, but I want to go, is it I minus start? Well, no.
I think it's start minus I.
This is start minus I. Oh, wait, sorry. And then n minus I, right? It seems like. Well, you still got that. Yeah, okay. Why can't I do this? I mean, like, obviously, this is what we wanted to do. We want to go from 10 to 20. And so if we're at 10, just, oh, wait, I don't need to step backwards to do that, do I? If I'm doing subtraction?
Yeah, the problem seems to be that you've got the for loop working backwards, but you have the print working forwards.
Yes.
So
Okay.
bar should be, well, why don't you just try, this line, bar 0 to I, or just colon I. Okay, now just try that. Okay. Now what's wrong with that?
I is 10 at the start. No, it's 20. Oh man, I should just print this out. Why am I having such a brain fart here? Okay, so we're starting at 20, but we want to start. No, that's right. I like the backwards idea, but
Yeah, you know what would be really easy would be if you had all the white dots first and then all the blue dots.
oh, you're saying
Then you could work in a positive direction.
okay, so let's change our so bars. Oh yeah, where were we on that?
You can just reverse bar with using slicing.
Oh, now
Right,
you're talking.
so bar equals white plus bar. So like that.
Okay,
But I think
right.
if I'm doing the sliding
now,
thing, we do need to
now,
do it with the white on the right. Because the blue needs to fill to the right. Right?
fill to the right or fill from
Starting
the
with
right?
this slice, and then the next slice is here. And the next slice is there. I guess it doesn't really matter, right? I could just like print out however we want it. Okay, let's try your way though. For I in range lim bar -1 -1.
Hey, are you going minus again? Go on, carry on. You've got a thought pattern in your head, so.
So I'm -10 to I. Maybe that's it. Oh my, what have I done? Oh, I see. I got stuck on that last night. Now that seems to have printed the opposite direction.
Okay, so
This would be the first one. Oh, and then it's like running off the end. Oh no.
well,
because
that's
we're
all right
going to -1
that's because
instead of
you're
halfway
going
through.
you're
Going
going
20.
20. Yeah.
In any case,
So now
bars
go
is silly.
back and have a look at your bar and replace that.
All right, let's see. Robert says progress bar for I in range. Star count equals I divided by 10. Dot count equals 100 minus I.
Careful of your indentation.
Uh-oh. There we go. Okay, he's saying, oh, there's no undo in the terminal. Oh yeah, see, but Robert, this was the last one that was on the thing. And you're saying that's the dot count, so we'll do this one maybe. That was the last one on the one. I was trying to do a sliding window. But yeah, this is a good example of the procedural. Woo! Look at it go. Oh, but it's getting all tiny. We need the white count to go down. It's the dots are the white, so shouldn't the dot count be factor of the star count? So like dot count minus star count?
When you're doing the dot count, you put in 100 minus 1 instead of 100 minus I. There. No, the line above. It's a typo. You've got 100 minus 1 instead of 100 minus I. Yep. Very good.
There we go. Boom. Oh yeah, loading. Nailed it.
Woody's fully
Awesome.
loaded.
Super useful Python for everyone tonight. Glad we could end with something functional. All right. Well, I think that's about all we got for tonight. Thanks again, Taneem. Always great stuff. Looking forward to your next one. If anyone's got anything they want to present on in the future, by all means, we are always open for new speakers and returning speakers. So if you've spoken before, feel free to throw your hat in the ring again. And Jared, I sent you an email. I saw your email earlier. So,
Good, everybody.
Yeah. Any more announcements? Show and tell. Pressing questions. Hoping to know where to start. Now everyone seems pretty solid tonight. All right, everyone. Thanks. And see you guys in March.
Thanks, guys. See you.